Yeah, and his dad is actually Andreas as well, just for those that are at home that are keeping track.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is, as he said, the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain. We have awesome show lined up for you today, as we always do. We got Ron Arenas with Picture Rock Cooling and Heating and Plumbing here for the first half of the show. In the second half of the show, we're going to have Miss Dr. Jacobs with Where Healing Begins Naturally Chiropractic. So a good show for you today. Got a lot of kind of cool information for you guys out there that are looking to have your plumbing and your AC and heating needs taken care of, particularly, get that heating stuff taken care of before winter season comes. And then speaking with Dr. Jacobs, talking about all the different kind of alternative treatments that she has to what would be considered conventional, right? As a low-hanging fruit from her chiropractic work. So it's super cool. Look forward to having her in the studio. But this would not be the Common Good Radio Show if I did not give blessings to a very loving father who is taught us, us three men who here in studio who are fathers, how to be fathers ourselves. Between the three of us, we have 10 boys. So that is a lot of boys. We could definitely start our own unit in the military for sure. We could cause trouble if we really wanted to.
I know, man.
It's just definitely it's such a blessing to have these children. Such a blessing to have friends like Andreas and like Ron in my life to do a lot of the amazing things that we do with helping people, which is focal in my life. And I thank God by reading the Lord's Prayer, and it goes a little something like this. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So now let's do that little pivot and transition to the man of the next 30 minutes, Mr. Ron Arenas with Picture Rock Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Pleasure.
Hello there.
Yeah, thanks for being here, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's always fun having you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know how long it's been since we first met at the Arizona Sands Club, but I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah,
I feel,
probably last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely it was a pleasure meeting you, and just the energy you put out. I can definitely tell, just initially meeting you, how caring you were, kind of getting to know you more. I can tell, your attention to detail with the work that you've done. And it's been just such a pleasure to kind of highlight the work that Picture Rock Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing does on this show.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I kind of I went into the treasure trove because I certainly, I wouldn't say I've been losing sleep, but I've been definitely laying in bed at night and thinking, man, if my AC system went out on me right now,
right,
this would be a very miserable week.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'd do. I'd probably have to move into a hotel
and a lot of people
for
do
the
that.
week. Yeah, I'm sure you hear that. When do you say is the time that's appropriate to replace an HVAC system?
If you have an older HVAC system, I'd say over 10 or 12 years old, and it needs a major repair, then that's definitely time to look at getting something new.
Okay, so 10 or 12. Is there any kind of physical indications that, outside of the 10 or 12, that, okay, this is an older system, and there's maybe some rust there, or there's, just a little something that...
Right. Most of the time, the rust is more cosmetic. It doesn't affect the operation of the unit. So as long as it's still working good and you maintain it, then the older systems, usually you'll get at least 15 years out of them most of the time, on an average.
Interesting. What would you say, that scenario that I set up, what does one do to prevent that from happening? Because it happens, and then I guess there's some situations that maybe you can't avoid it, but for those situations that you can, what does that look like?
With our maintenance, is that yeah. So we have a maintenance package where we come out twice a year, and we check over your air conditioner. Normally in the spring and the fall, so we'll be here in the spring to make sure that all your air conditioning is ready to go for that long hot summer, and then we'll come back in the fall and get your heating ready, make sure that everything is safe and efficient for you.
Nice. Okay. And then when you talk about like, that you do 2 checkups, can you tell us like what that that looks like, and then also like the pricing, and then like for the heating, so there has to be something done for that to be running correctly. Like you guys have to do a little bit of some maintenance there, or what is that?
There is, yeah. So during the spring, we'll go through the AC system. We'll spray out your condenser, make sure that coil is nice and clean. We'll check your evaporative coil and make sure that's clean. Go through all the electronics and make sure that there's no burnt wires or any loose connections. We'll check your capacitor, we'll check your contactor, and then the volts and the amps and your freon level, and just make sure everything is working properly. And
what's the cost of that
so
service
for
package?
Our maintenance package is $195 for the year, and that's for the 2 visits.
Nice. That sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
definitely, to make sure that you don't have to spend multiple, probably thousands if it shuts down, if it breaks down on you, and you got to go stay in a hotel and all the other things that you got to accommodate for if that were to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely agree with that. Getting like a tune-up, I guess that's what they call it. So I definitely believe in that, because I've had people come out and do some tune-ups to make sure that everything's running well, and then all of a sudden there's like something that they need to fix, and that's very helpful. That saves you thousands of dollars. So I mean, if you pay right now, you won't pay later, like the big type prices. So
right, if we can catch something early,
exactly,
then we can get it fixed.
Yeah. So I'd rather do that. So how can I tell if I have like an energy efficient system?
Well, you could probably get the model number off of it and probably Google it. Or if we're there, we can find out what kind of system you have and what the energy efficiency is for it. But everything is kind of in code, if you will. So yeah, it doesn't just say it's going to be this and this and that. They're all families of air conditioners. So they go by model and serial numbers.
Interesting. And I guess we'll kind of tease this, because the question that I'll have you answer after we get back from the break is, what are the different indicators of an energy efficient system versus a non-energy efficient system?
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we will certainly talk. We have Ron Arenas here in studio with us. No relation to Gilbert Arenas, with Picture Rock Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. And this is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I do a radio show with Mr. Andreas Ruiz of I Believe in Myself Coaching. He does all different type of coaching and public speaking all over the United States. I'm proud. I mean, unfortunately, I have to lose you a lot because you're usually doing different speaking events. But I'm proud to say, you're my friend in the work that you do, brother.
Thanks, man.
And he has something to tell you.
Yeah. So lately I've been doing a lot of coaching for businesses, and just like businesses that are trying to develop their leadership skills. And so if you're like a business that's looking for leadership skills, leadership development, I would love to give you a free consultation to see how I can help you, how I can come in, because I really believe if you build up the leadership, that'll definitely give you an ROI.
That's correct. Well done, man. You got it. See, real soon you're going to be like a real grown-up man, and it won't be as cute having a 10-year-old do it anymore. But you're for now. It's so damn adorable. I'm sorry, but
but that mustache is coming out. So
I see it. I'll pull at it. So as he said, we got Ron Arenas here in studio with us for Picture Rock Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. And before we went to break, we teased you with indicators on the difference between an energy efficient cooling system and a non energy efficient, a conventional system rather, and kind of in asking this question, pretty much what I'm trying to get at is, okay, for people who do choose to get an energy efficient system, what type of savings are they looking at? What type of performance are they looking from their system in comparison to a conventional system?
Right. Yeah, every situation is different because everyone uses their household and their energy different. And depends on how many people are in the house and how many people are going in and out of the house every day. But you could save up to 50% of your consumption of energy for that HVAC system, going from an older regular air conditioning system to a really energy efficient system.
So it sounds like, if you do get something like that, over time, you'll probably save, I don't know, hundreds, thousands maybe.
Yeah, over
like
time. You will. You'll get a return on that investment.
And so what is the cost differential for an energy efficient system versus a new conventional system? And no, let's just that first. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good question.
So there's a price difference. Usually it could run between about $3,000 and $5,000 more. Yeah. Nice.
And then I guess the next question would be, what's the best way to choose a system? I guess this is kind of a good pivot question, for someone that's looking for a system and not sure, okay, do I want an energy efficient system? Do I want a conventional system? I guess it's mainly, I almost feel like the answer in my head you're going to say is their budget.
It could be their budget, yeah. We do offer payment options for them. And we always offer multiple options for their house. So they always get to see what would work best for them and what they're most comfortable with.
So you don't necessarily tell them, okay, this is the best type of system. You say, okay, here's the range of options.
Exactly.
You look at what your situation is in life is, and you pick, and we're here to...
Some people are only going to be in that house for another year or two, and some people are going to be there for another 20 years. So definitely, there's always... Everyone has different scenarios in their life where they need options.
And then I know that you guys do a lot with AC and heating, but another thing that you also do is plumbing. And one thing that I wanted to ask you was, in regards to like plumbing, what is a way to like keep your plumbing maintained? Is there anything that we can do, like a few tips that you could give us in regards to like how to keep it okay so it won't fall apart or something like that?
Primarily, I'd actually even like to add on to this, because this is a reoccurring issue that I have. I'm just like, why is this even having, like, where you have like a toilet backup, and it's just like, it happens so periodically, but then sometimes you're like, when it happens, it really happens bad.
Right.
Like, how do we prevent from, any backup in my system, or make sure that, great. It'd be great if that never happened, but just make sure that happens as little as possible.
Right. For a situation like that, sometimes it's the actual toilet. Some toilets just flush better than other toilets, and so if you get certain toilets, you can cut down on the blockages on them. And and for maintaining your system, you really don't want to pour Drano down the drain.
Okay.
It sits in there and it eats your pipes.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
so over the years, it's really bad for it. But just try to keep any debris or anything out of your system.
Yeah, I usually use, it's like I got it at Walmart, I think, like it's not like a snake, but it's more of like this yellow thing that it's got teeth in it, and then you just put it in there and just pull it out of the hair.
Oh yeah, for the hair. Yeah,
that's what I use. I used Drano back when I was in apartments, and then people told me when I got my house, they're like, you better not use Drano,
right?
Because you're gonna damage your
pipes.
Yeah. So and I mean, and I also have noticed. When it comes to like the pipes, like for example, like let's say in the sink, if they start leaking or anything like that, I mean, is that something that that needs to be replaced, or is that something that needs to just be screwed in, or what are your thoughts about that?
Sometimes if it's under the sink, maybe it just needs to be tightened up. Maybe when you're putting stuff under there, you bumped it, and it just got loose enough where it has a leak in there. But sometimes things get shifted or whatever, and you do have to replace something, or a crack or something.
Yeah, and in regards to like with plumbing, like what services do you guys provide? Is it just?
We're here. You and I.
We provide all services. We are full service. So anywhere from repiping a whole house to replacing your toilet, your garbage disposal, your sink, your faucets, your main water line going from the street to the house.
And the add-on to that question was, you guys have like the annual or twice every 6 months repair plan or maintenance plan with HVAC.
Right.
Do you guys have something like that with plumbing?
The only thing we have like that with plumbing is for water heaters.
Okay.
If you have a newer water heater, we'll go ahead and flush it for you.
Okay.
Or if you have a tankless water heater, you need to get it flushed on a regular basis.
So in regards to water heaters, like what would you say the life of the water heater is? Like, like when do you need to replace it?
The water heaters, well, our water is so hard here with the calcium and the minerals. They normally last probably 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
You'll hear the water heater when it's heating up popping a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a layer of sediment that's on the bottom of that water heater. And the heat has to go through that sediment, so it's taking longer and using more energy to heat that water.
Okay.
So that's one indicator.
Okay. Yeah. And then how much is the price for replacing a water heater with the maintenance and everything?
It depends. There's different water heaters. But in a range probably under 2,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's with all the with the things that go with it, the shut-off valve and the new flex lines and the pan and everything, and then taking away, disposing of the old one.
Oh, nice.
And so whether it's their water heater or their HVAC system or the kind of their plumbing issues, when what are some things they should look out for to call a professional to have them come in and take a look?
Well, if your water heater is leaking, that's definitely one indicator that you really want to get taken care of quickly. Or during this time of year, there's a lot of condensation problems with the air conditioning. So if you have condensation that's backed up or it's leaking, that's something that you want to get taken care of. I mean, mold issues are big, so you want to catch that fast.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for coming in. I guess also let our listeners know how they can get a hold of you.
Of course. You could call. Our main phone number is 520-440-4069 or on the web at picturerockscooling.com.
Cool. Tell them the phone number one more time.
520-440-4069.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in, brother.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's Ron Arenas with Picture Rock Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Go ahead and check them out. Definitely, I check them off. I'm biased, but I certainly, I think that they're a great organization. Also, we ask that you go to veteranrescuemission.org. We're asking for donation of cars, RVs, and unused vehicles, which all proceeds go to our homeless veteran transition program, Veteran Rescue Mission, to help us better shelter and help connect veterans with housing and benefits. This is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. I'm Pastor John McClain here with Andreas. That's about, I'd say, 6 foot tall, and Andreas, that's about, 5'2", 5'3", and Ron Arenas, you don't need to know how tall he is. We'll be back right after this break. Yeah, absolutely. He's just smooth now. We don't even need to say it anymore.
I know.
He's got it down to a T.
Yep. We're just gonna put a little recording, and then when you're not here, we'll just put that on.
Yeah.
Perfect. Minus the guest. So.
Yeah. We don't have to pay you for that, do we?
Yeah, it's $2. $2 a second.
Knowing him, he's definitely gonna want some.
Oh yeah, he's
gonna
hustling for sure.
Money,
Yeah, I'm gonna owe him to $8 today. So yeah.
So as he said, the star of the show, we have Dr. Sophie Jacobs, where healing begins naturally, here in studio with us. Also, the author of the book Get Ultra Slim. Thank you once again for joining us, Dr. Sophie Jacobs.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to be here in the heat of the day.
I know, the heat indeed. The heat indeed. And I guess that's kind of like, that's a good start of our first question, because I know the heat exacerbates the joints, the muscles, the brain, like everywhere. Like the heat kind of beats it up. And certainly, I know I deal with it even myself. I have, aches that come back even worse during the supreme heat and come back again during the supreme cold. So for other people that are dealing with that, what are some of the things that you do to help people with chronic pain?
Well, yeah, those are good, especially, you were just mentioning this time of year is especially hard for you, for patients, because of that heat. And we're really focusing on de-stressing the body. So the other thing is, as I do as a chiropractic physician, I call myself a holistic, because we address many things. We're going to treat and do a lot of adjustments and work on the structure, because your structure dictates your function, so alignment, and then working also on reducing strain and stress being put on your fascia system. Different way we do that with a lot of different modality. I use gentle modality. I use cold laser, healing light, LED light, ultra, infrared, and anything to help repair, regenerate tissues, improve range of motion, and restore strength and reduce inflammation. So we're going to use that. We're going to use different therapies, but big component is helping patients through nutrition and hydration this time of year. Patients forget. I mean, we need to drink at least I recommend at least a gallon a day. That is a lot of water. It's 128 ounces a day. How many glasses? I ask my patients, how many glasses you drink of water today? Oh, 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, double that. And I will teach and coach patients to increase and improve their habit they can do at home to better themselves. So if you start drinking more water, you're going to enhance flushing your system, therefore helping your lymphatic system get rid of more toxins, and more. It's going to help your joints also. But you don't forget, most people need and forget, I don't need to be adjusted. Yes, you do. You need to work on your structure. So that is something that I do primarily, working on your structure for a good alignment, and then rebooting your nervous system, because it reboots your nervous system. It's like your computer. You reboot your computer every now and then, right? Well, what do we do for our body? But no, it's just nothing, right? We sit all day, we just do whatever, and then we wonder when we reach the age of 40, 50, and now everything kind of, I'm having pain all of a sudden. It didn't happen yesterday. It's been going on for a while because you haven't been necessarily taking care of your structure. So, I'm it is very important to do. It's never too late, never too early. And just start getting, check your spine for your alignment, for your posture, and, to correct nerve interference. So the better communication that you have in your nervous system, if you do get adjustment, you're going to have better function. It's all integrated with that. It is. When we start addressing our structure with patients, oftentimes 80% of factors and condition will improve. 80%. That is a large.
It's huge.
Yeah, it is big. Over time. So this time of year, because of the heat, like I said, it is sometimes will make it worse for people who have arthritis, or people who have neuropathy, like pain in their feet, tingling and numbness in their feet, hand pain, arm pain, carpal tunnel syndrome, neck ache, neck pain, headaches, those things with chronic pain, lower back pain. Injuries are more frequent in the summer too because of that heat, and not to mention car accident. Because
that's how I sprained my ankle this morning. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we are more unfortunate. So just everything. So we want to get rid of inflammation, and I'm very excited because we have a brand new supplement in our office. It's called an onset pack, or it's something that makes your body repair, regenerate without the bad adverse side effect of all the non-SED, which are ibuprofen, aspirin, those over-the-counter non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. They have, it's not something that you want to do over and over, because they're not really actually helping your healing. They are actually, research proves that it actually breaks your cartilage down. It differs from your healing process. So we want to nourish and decrease inflammation in that body so your body can heal better, straighten, thrive. So that's all this is all about.
Yeah, and I like what you said about the, taking ibuprofen and how bad it is for you, and people don't realize that those things are actually causing more damage. And and then, like you said, drinking water is so important. Like I know for me, first thing in the morning, I drink 50 ounces of water.
Perfect.
It's the first thing I do, and it's so important to keep drinking water. But you talked about inflammation, and I know that inflammation is causing a lot of diseases like cancer. I mean, it's causing many diseases, but like getting adjustments and getting all this nutrition, like what do you think that would do for inflammation?
Yeah, it reduces it tremendously. 95% of degenerative diseases are caused by inflammation. So
I believe it.
Inflammation, and research show that people that do get adjusted regularly, let's say you get adjusted every week for a long time, it reduces your inflammatory marker every single time. It does. It reduces inflammation, reduce inflammatory marker, boost your immune system, increase mobility. So if you reduce inflammation in the body, you're going to be ahead. It decreases the aging process. So this aside, increasing your water, and of course, whatever supplements that a person may need to really enhance their function or their condition, whatever it may be. If it's a chronic pain, if we need to help with digestion help or sleep or decrease inflammation again, or help with the brain or help whatever it may be, tissues, what tissues are involved, we're going to support those.
And I could just going to leave like a little cliffhanger, but you talked about like the digestive system and the importance of being able to digest. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more how you help improve that digestive system, because if you're not digesting correctly, there's a lot of stuff staying in there that could definitely cause a lot of illness and the weight gain. But we will be back after this, but definitely would love to hear the answer on that. And
Teaser.
this is the Common Good Radio Show, brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission.
Who is here? We are all here. You only get to hear me and the taller version of the Andreas and Dr. Sophie Jacobs, though, because the star of the show just kind of sits back and just games. Because he's a true gamer.
He's a true, actually now he's recording. He's actually going to be doing some.
Oh yeah,
some.
He's a videographer now.
He's
next level. You know, these
level.
kids these days, they just
I tell you.
Stuff. I tell you.
I tell you what, man.
So let's pick up the teaser.
Yeah. So we were talking a little bit about the digestive system and just like what you do to help people with the digestive system to make sure that the food is going through correctly, making sure that they're not lacking nutrition. I mean, there's so many things with the digestive system, but what do you do to help people with their digestive system?
Yeah, that is a very big puzzle that you just mentioned. Yes, this is most patients that I see, we all have issues. I mean, most of them have chronic issues with digestion. Either you have symptom or not. But the common thing is how many people have issues with being bloated, having heartburn, not digesting food well. And so, this is a big thing. And we will recommend some specific nutrition in the form of digestion enzymes. We have what's called OptiDigestion, and they're high grade proteolytic enzymes that really will break things down. And actually, I showed a little video I've done for our patients, and I think I may have it on my YouTube channel, where you just immediately, you're going to compare like putting oatmeal without the digestion enzyme, and then you're going to put the digestion enzyme. You just open the capsule, and it's in the capsule form, and it dissolved and liquefy that oatmeal or whatever the food, or you do it at
like a
something
pudding.
Pudding, so you can display, and then it's easy to demonstrate. But we want to allow the body to really assimilate those nutrients. And people who have issues oftentimes it's the non-digestion of food because of lack of acids in the stomach. It's not because you don't make too much acids, but it's because you don't have enough most of the time. And so another thing is to adjusting the spine also will help, help the stress in the visceral arc, will help the organs of digestion. And sometimes, we can do some technique to help decrease some pressure in the front. So people who have chronic issues with that and feel like they have reflux or a hiatal hernia, for instance, that can be helped tremendously. So we do procedures to help patients feel better, but it's all about, consulting and then finding out, what your symptoms are, and then how we can address and, with supplementation and then with your diet, and also, make sure you chew your food and take time to eat. And sometimes we eat and we're in a state of stress, and that will make an impact in how that body can actually process and assimilate that food. If you eat in a hurry and standing in front of, you have your computer, you have your phone, you have TV, you have all kinds of stimulus, and the body needs to be in a state of rest and digest. To help that nervous system to go to work, which is a part of the nervous system is parasympathetic. And most people were mostly on a sympathetic or fight or flight response, like you're always there to try to solve problem. But so eating and sleeping and those things, those functions, it needs to a rest and digest mode. So a lot of things we do. And then people that need to lose weight or want to lose weight, oftentimes, it's all in the gut. People, I want to lose that belly. I want to lose that gut. Well, this is the problem is right there. It shows right there. We need to fix that gut. So we need to detox your body and fix the digestion, assimilation, and elimination. Digestion, assimilation, elimination better. So it's all together. So
I like that. Yeah.
So we need to work the whole access. And usually people that come for care, this is part of a component. We need to put, we need to address. We do address that. Most people, I would say 90-95% of people nowadays need assistant help with that.
Yeah, and then I've heard people talk about how your gut is like your second brain.
Correct.
Because
absolutely.
the gut is attached to the brain.
Yeah, thank
right?
you for mentioning that. Absolutely, you call gut brain connection because it's it's back and forth communication from brain to small intestinal, and your serotonin is 90%. The place is being produced is in the small intestine. So 90% of it. So talk about, I won't go there, but how much how much our nation is on antidepressant drug and anti-anxiety drug. If you correct and then help the gut and put people on, help them with their vitamin D or help them with other nutrition, de-stress them, huge impact, and you don't have all the side effect of those psychotropic drugs.
Yeah. I believe it. Yeah. This is really good stuff.
Yeah, this is amazing. It's just like, it's so much that, you're just a well of knowledge, one, and two, it's just like, there's just such an array of services and of things that you handle. I think I've mentioned it before, outside of just, what we consider to be conventional chiropractic work. Two questions. One, how many people have you helped over the years? And that second question would be, do you have some success stories of the people that you've helped?
Well, out of hand, I've helped thousands of patients. I have many. I don't know in what field, and people getting out of pain and people losing weight successfully. Yes, thousands. I mean, in practice for 26 years, and so. I have them on I have some on my website. I have some on my YouTube channel. I've done numerous morning blend show, and many come. Right now I just cannot really precisely give you.
Well, I know in your book you mention a few people that lost a good amount of weight.
Yes, 98 pounds. We have gentlemen lost 98 pounds, 60 pounds. Many of them 50 pounds, 40 pounds, and same with women. With a lot of good success rates, and the key is consistency. I mean, the program it works if you need to be in the right mindset and do it. It works. You're gonna have success if we make those corrections and you follow through with doing what we recommend, doing the ultra slim treatments light, which help with the fat loss, and following through with everything, the therapies and the food management and your supplement and, the coach and guidance that you do.
Yeah. When you say the mindset, why is the mindset so important? And what would you say are the top 3 keys to have a successful weight loss when it comes to?
Well, what the mindset is, like anything you want to, it is about being ready and wanting it bad enough. You're ready to make those changes. No matter what it takes. It's going to be tough. Okay, your mind is ready and prepared, and you're going to be disciplined no matter what. That is, I would say, the right frame of mind. So you have to have that mindset, not like being, I have this party and I have this. You have to have that mindset. Well, regardless, I will go, but I know that my focus is to, take care of my health and not indulge, and all the goodies or food I shouldn't be eating, I will stick with, what I can eat, because there's a lot of things you can eat still. This is not about starvation and deprivation. This is not what it is all about, but it is about, obviously you're not going to be eating fast food. You're not going to be eating fried food or lots of sugar and lots of carbohydrates and fat and things like that, and drinking alcohol. Yeah,
well, and when you say that people are getting prepared for a party, I've had a lot of people that I see that they go on this fad diet or just that they almost starve themselves, to get ready for the wedding, and then the wedding is done, and then all of a sudden they're just eating everything in sight, and how bad is that to do that consistently? Because these people do it consistently. They have a big thing, they lose a lot of weight, they lose 30 pounds, and then all of a sudden they gain 40 pounds.
I know your Thea's listening right now. She's like, I know he's talking about it.
That's tough. I know. Well, and then we all have done that, but it's not a good way to go, because it just kind of, you're just playing yo-yo with your metabolism, and that's not so good. It's good to adopt and really take care of your body for a while, make some good positive change and outcome, and then you learn a very good regime, and then you can stick to that. And then that doesn't mean you cannot have, a day a week where I'm going to go out and maybe have a, have a glass. Once you're on a maintenance phase, and you can see what you can, but it's important that you have to be consistent and measure. People stop measuring themselves. Weighting yourself every day and start, when you start getting over too much, well, it's time to get back on track. Well, people let it go. If you let it go, then everything goes. And I see this too way often. I let it go. Well, life happens. Yeah, life happens every day to every one of us. We have setbacks. We have stress. We have things that happens, and it throws us off guard, and we have to learn to take care of ourselves regardless. And we're here to teach you and teach patients and guide through that. It is not easy, but yeah, you want to be. It's important to go back and find out what are the main blocks in somebody, and then really work on them, and then reassess. And if a person's been having problem for years, well, it is going to take a few months to get back on track. It doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen. You didn't gain 30 to 40 pounds in a month. You probably did in a course of maybe a few months. Usually it's a course of a few years. I want to see at least a few years. So we're going to need to work that back out, in a course of a few months. So I usually design month program, 2 months, 3 months. I like to see bigger program, 3. I want to, get the body, how we're going to impact the body in the 3-month process. And then sometimes we can do longer term. It's usually longer term, but we start with 3 months, and then we want to evolve from there. Right. It's sometimes, depending on what the individual needs are.
And how can our listeners get a hold of you if they want to get some services?
So please give us a call. We're here to help. We're here for you to get you out of pain, help eliminate your pain. If you have been in chronic pain or been involved in a car accident, suffer from neuropathy, and or want to lose some weight, regain your appearance and your youthfulness and your inner beauty. So we call us for that. We're here for you. We do have a proven system for healthy and sustainable weight loss. Call us at 520-891-2882.
And what's the website?
WhereHealingBegins.com or TucsonHealthyWeightLoss.com.
Perfect.
I'll give you the number.
Well, thank you for joining us, Dr. Jacobs.
Yeah,
thank you.
Good stuff.
This is a common